That's my boy! Wimp.
I don't know why, but something is wrong.
Rule Britannia!
The TV is crazy and the truth has gone. I might be crazy, but I think we're done. There are people out there who are adverse to fun.
Communism is king.
It's on your news. Even your neighbor has been here. You can see it on YouTube. It's time to shine a light on all the things they don't want you. Talk Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming next. Talk Generation Next.
Commander Worf, don't be a cunt.
I'm having such a good time.
Kill everyone on the bridge.
Having a ball.
Fuck you, Mr. Rascal.
My name is Owen Jones, a renowned drama queen, pseudo-intellectual and champagne socialist.
That's for B4.
What?
What can I do? People know the truth.
Shut the fuck up.
What's true? That's why we gotta shine a light. Shine a light, shine a light. We gotta shine a light. Oh, yeah. Together forever. Yeah. Talk Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming. We're gonna shine a light. Generation X.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tom Fury. This is Zero News. I don't know if I used up all my notifications for today, so if in case I have, would you give us a share about? Give us a like or dislike if you like the contents of this video. And my god, I'm seeing the first wasps and bees all trying to infiltrate the building. Strangely enough. Weird. Oh, I see. They can smell that stuff in the kitchens, are they? Yeah, there's quite a few of them about. But they're just dopey as hell, so I hope they stay away from hell. Away from me. Just give me a second. I'm just going into the bunker. This time of the year, and autumn is good because you've got the sun coming straight this way. You've got still heating. Hang on. Boop, 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 boop. You've got heating from the house and that still, so it actually stays really lovely and warm out here. So, beep, 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 beep. Oh, she's good. She's there already. She's working with me. She's working with me today. I forgot to bring the mount for this, so it's a bit of a shame. I don't want this to go on and on and on. This game of table tennis, with Paul Thorpe and Richard Inman, that as much as I want people to understand something. So the reason it's happening is because I've never known anybody to quit and keep talking so much. You may have noticed, but they've just been producing more, and especially Paul has been producing more and more videos. I've just seen another one now where again, the lack of self-awareness is incredible. But what I also realised is he is actually a projectionist. He really projects all of his worst qualities onto other people and then accuses them of it. And I didn't realise that before. So someone had contacted me to say, look, Paul Thorpe is doing a live later in which he is going to let on all comers. So you got a problem with him, you can go on and speak to him. I actually thought, that's quite brave. And he was on his channel saying, you know, I think now he's not part of Advance. I think he was trying to say this channel's going to change now. I'm going to be a bit more honest. Really? A bit more honest. It's an interesting choice of words, but okay. Okay, I get it. So let me just make this silent for a second. So he says I'm going to be a bit more honest. Okay, I'll take that for what it's worth. So I thought maybe I'll go on and have a look. And of course, it's not like what me and Vin would do, where, say sorry about this. Say where me and Vin might do something like put a link in the channel, you come on. Oh no, it's going to be one of his call-ins where people like me don't get anywhere, because I've tried before, we don't get anywhere near talking to Paul Thorpe because we might actually say something that they can't deal with. So it's not like what I thought it was going to be. It was a shame because I actually probably would have gone on. I would have been respectful, by the way, when you're on somebody else's platform and you show respect. Yeah, so I would have been respectful, but right. But I wanted to talk to you about another phenomena that's all to do with it. I got for as much of this video as I can, in which, just like his video when he said he was leaving Reform, he blames everybody else but himself. And I want to start there. So again, these videos coming out from me and others wouldn't keep coming if they stopped making videos slagging everybody off. It's only because of their own production of videos. If you're thinking, well, you guys are making a lot of videos about Paul, understand these are response videos. He's produced 3 to my every one that I'm doing. So it's not like I'm doing a response to every video. He's producing 3 per my one on average. So I was thinking about this, right? And you think about this very seriously, even down to Starmer. But let's put Starmer to one side because he is a bit of a fucking weirdo, yeah? But in terms of prime ministers or very high regarded politicians or anybody to do with politics, right? And these people are to do with politics. Paul is to do with politics. That's why when Richard speaks, Paul puts his hands over his head like that, because he doesn't know what politically incorrect thing that Richard's going to say next. So Paul does have a head for politics in that way. I'm not going to take things away from Paul that he's earned, but he's earned what comes with that political nature as well, and that's the bullshit that they talk. So he's there today, and I was trying to think, what would happen if any prime minister or major politician left the party after calling people racist, or sitting on with his mate who's calling people racist, which is tantamount to the same thing, and then leaving the party, telling us we're all doomed and fucked, and then continuing to make more and more YouTube videos in which everybody else is at fault and not him. And then I thought to myself, what if a prime minister did that? Bear in mind, these people were hoping to make it to the top of politics. That's why I say this. He still thinks he's wearing his political hat now. But he's blamed the voters. He's blamed Rupert, which we'll come to in a minute because he's now unblamed Rupert again. He's blamed everybody but himself or his own party. Now that's loyalty. And I'll give you that, it's loyalty. Well, it also is fucking delusional. And I thought, is there any major politician I know that would get away with going on making YouTube video after YouTube video, slagging off everybody whilst pretending it's all on him, ripping people to pieces based on your own observations alone and no fact? Would any other politician get away with it? Hey, no. The answer is no, they wouldn't. People would say, why are you talking to members of the public like this? Why are you abusing members of the public? Why are you abusing politicians you haven't met? Why are you, you know? And what made me realise he's a projectionist was what he was doing today. So bear in mind, it was him and Richard that started the ball rolling with the hate. Rupert started a party. Him and Richard started hatred and throwing hatred around everywhere. Let's get that clear. The timeline isn't up for me to make up. The timeline's there for everybody to see, including the videos that he took down. Yeah, they're all up there for to see, so we can see the timeline. So why pretend any different? But according to him, and you can have a look at his latest video today. According to him, one of the big mistakes that he made wasn't calling Rupert this, wasn't doing any of the bad things that he's done towards the public, towards the voters, towards everything else. Apparently, one of the worst things that he did was that he was too honest. That's like one of those people that says, oh, do you know what one of my worst faults is? I'm just too nice. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow, how big of you to admit that you're too honest. Like, really? That was his big crime that he admitted to being too honest. He then said some very, very interesting things, and I'd like to see Mr. Inman's response to this. Since Mr. Inman hates all ethno-nationalists equally. Come on, girl, it's all right. He said that he said that he never said that he didn't like Rupert Lowe or didn't support Rupert Lowe. His videos tend to suggest the opposite over the last 9 days. But he said, no, he's in full support of Rupert Lowe. So we were wrong about that. Okay, fair enough. Perhaps it was your mate Richard talking over you and you didn't stop him that made us think that. Who knows? But I'll go with that. And he also said that he personally never accused people of being ethno-nationalists. Because, and listen, I quote, because I, myself, am a passive ethno-nationalist. What is a passive ethno-nationalist? I don't know what that is. So take the passive out. I myself am an ethno-nationalist. What did I say to you the other day? Richard's got no room to talk because he's surrounded with ethno-nationalists. Because ethno-nationalists aren't just Hitler-loving people. That's a very small selection of them. There's a big rainbow of people with different beliefs. Some of those beliefs are almost identical to mine, and yet I'm not an ethno-nationalist. Some of those other beliefs go all the way to the other extreme of being the Hitler-worshipping people. It's a massive spectrum of beliefs. And there you go. So whilst Richard was there ripping you all to pieces, claiming ethno-nationalism everywhere, which to Richard means racism, let's be very clear, it does. Otherwise he wouldn't be using it like a weapon, wielding it like a weapon. So what Paul's over admitting to is sitting there quietly, letting Richard say all this and not having the guts to say anything, but then he's going to take on all comers tonight. Well, you're odd. Or we've caught Richard out, haven't we? Because, as I said to you in previous videos before this, Richard knows that on Tommy's part of the movement, on all parts of the movement, there are ethno-nationals in high places and in low places. They're everywhere because there is such a different set of beliefs amongst ethno-nationalists. A lot of them are just normal people. Okay, so they are in high positions. Oh, and Paul Thorpe says, I'm not against ethno-nationalism because I'm a passive ethno-nationalist. Sorry, Richard, what was that you were saying about ethno-nationalists? So do you want to come out now and slag Paul off then, please? If we're going to stick to our guns, we're going to hold people to the standards that we make up. But remember, when you're these two, you strictly adhere to the rules and guidelines you make up as you go along. So since we're strictly adhering to the rules and guidelines we make up as we go along, you've been going on and on about ethno-nationals, so I think it's time that you disavowed Paul Thorpe then. Because you hate ethno-nationals because they're all racist, according to you. That's what you've been using to try and defame Rupert Lowe all week, even though Rupert Lowe hasn't said anything about ethno-nationalism. So, surely then, Richard should be disowning Paul Thorpe then. Or Paul Thorpe was lying. One or the other. I've said it again with these people, you can't have it both ways. Make your choice. Pick. But you don't get to have two things at once and call them true. Now, according to... See, people abroad, people of you that are abroad, you may be looking from my friends in Australia or friends in America or on India, and you may think, oh my God, look at all this infighting. Let me wise you up onto something. What infighting? This is a political party dealing with another political party. The political party in question tried to connect itself to a activist movement. And as I made in my original video about all of this, we don't need political parties tied to activist movements. There are different types of politics. When it came to politics, it doesn't work that way. You can be really, really popular, but it doesn't mean you're going to get voted in a political position. Now, according to them, so the reason things gone so wrong is because he's too honest. But now things are different. He's going to start being a hard man. Sorry, he's going to start being a bit more honest. That's very, very dodgy thing to say. And I wonder if he realises what he said. Also, as well, I made some points to you about how his body language betrays what he really is. And so underneath the 2 layers of makeup that he had on today, he actually addressed that body language and said, when he gets older, your eyes close up. To answer that charge that I made on a nearly 500 sub channel, tiny channel compared to his, I wouldn't look at a channel that had 10,000 subscribers on if I had 100,000 subscribers. That's just me. You have to be very, very insecure. He's answering everybody who's got any bad thing to say about him. Now, if I had done that when I was at the top of my channel, or if other people do that, you'd be spending all day, every day, answering detractors. Because it doesn't matter how popular you are, it doesn't matter how good you do, everybody gets detractors. And I mean everybody. Rupert Lowe, everybody. So if we was to put in the effort that he does to let our egos get in the way and get offended by everything, which he is, he's offended. He tries multiple times not to let himself get upset. He is offended. And the thing of it is, if he was to be a true politician and YouTuber, he should really be letting it bounce off. He tries to. He comes on and he tries to fake laugh. And he tries to make people look like idiots by telling people they made a fool of themselves, and then going past their comment when they've made actually quite legitimate comments to him. But he tries to turn it around real quick and put words in their mouth. It's kind of old school. I don't think he realises that people can use the internet better than him now, so they can see the tricks that he's pulling. But that's fine. That isn't the biggest irritation in the world. You know, everybody does their thing differently, and I'm not here to pull apart every single thing that he does. What I am here to pull apart is the fact that he's projected there's going to be some major losses, some major upsets in these local elections. Now, he's tried to tie it into everything. Well, Rupert wasn't even a party, yeah? But he's trying to tie it all in together. I didn't see advance in those local elections, did you? And he, you know, Rich was actually the one that made the most good points, but he's made one good point, and that is he said, look at the results of the election. Reform didn't get anywhere. You had Lib Dems, Green Party, they're a real threat. You've got a real genuine leftist threat. The leftist threat hasn't gone away. Just because the Labour Party has destroyed itself, there's a genuine strength on the left of voting, and they're prepared to vote, and they're prepared to win. So he's right to point that out. However, trying to point at Restore that didn't even exist when this all started as the reason, or the reason for failure or anything else, is disingenuous. And he's trying to make out it's all to do with infighting and everything else. As I said to you, being popular on YouTube does not get you votes. It's not the same. Your party politics gets you votes. The way you carry yourself gets you votes. Come on. Yeah. So, and that's why I said to you, would anybody else get away with talking to people the way he talks to them if they had any political aspirations? He says he doesn't have political aspirations. You're part of a political party. You're right in the middle of it, and you're taking, by his own admission, calls and emails from Ben Habib and that. Yes, you are. So here's the thing. He, his video today, sorry, there's so much shite said in it. So he accused people of so many things. They're all hating on him. Yeah, they are, because you hated on other people, because you started all this shit and you opened up a can of whoop ass on people that was undeserved. And then you doubled down on it. Then you doubled down again. Then you and Richard both started ripping people to pieces. Then you had other people on to try and back you up. And then you did a leaving video in which you ripped everybody to pieces. You did a video that you took down which ripped everybody to pieces. You claimed it was misunderstood. No, it wasn't misunderstood. You regretted the result, the lashback you got from it, and took it down. Otherwise it wouldn't have been taken down. Again, these are all political words. He's a politician. Oh, I misrepresented myself. It was misunderstood, mischaracterized. Does this sound familiar to you, this kind of language? How about just saying, guys are fucked up? Do you know what? People like me, when it comes to content, what could I do if Paul Thorpe made a video and came out and said, guys, I fucked up. I got emotional. I forgot that my party politics isn't the same as what the whole movement and what the whole of Britain cares about. I got too trapped into this bubble, and I felt a bit betrayed by this, I felt a bit betrayed by that, and as a result it made me respond emotionally badly. And I'm making this up as I go along here, and so I wasn't the best version of myself. No excuses, I'll do better. No excuses, I'll do better. And I just want to take this opportunity to apologise to anybody I've offended. And you know what? I wish Rupert Lowe all the best in the future. I know hopefully we can work together down the line. Videos like mine go away. Because what can you say to a man who's willing to stand up and say that? What can you say? It's honest. It's genuine. What can you say to it? Nothing. Nothing. You have to respect him for saying it. But he can't give any credit to Rupert, except when under extreme duress, and then he says, oh, I never said I don't support Rupert. He sort of says to people, oh, I didn't say that, but he knows perfectly well Richard did. Well, then stand up and say, if you don't agree with it, then argue with him, because you're letting him speak for both of you. You may not have realised that, you did. But there's also things that you've said as well. Also, note in all of this, people like me have made response videos, true, and they are response videos. They are not premeditated attack videos. They are responding to the shit that we have to deal with watching, yeah? I hate watching. But I'm not going out on the attack. I'm responding to videos because they're endless responses to respond. They're responding to their own videos. It's insane, okay? So, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to respond to the hatred they're getting with more hatred. And then just not getting it. Shut your mouths. Or just say we got it wrong. We got it wrong as in the way we dealt with this was wrong. Because Richard, when he brought up some stuff about the FNATs, brought up some good points. But nobody heard them because of the way he's behaving. Richard actually did bring up some good points about quite a few things. But nobody heard them because of the way he was behaving. So this is what I'm trying to say. Are you a politician? Are you in the political sphere? Because you're using words like misrepresented, misinterpreted, misheard, misspoke. If that's the arena you want to be in, fine, then stay in that arena and stop calling people racists. If you're not in that arena and you're going to speak the truth now, because you're hard, then stop saying things like misrepresented, whatever else, and say I fucked up. Or I didn't fuck up and I think you're all wankers. Say what you want to say. If you're going to announce that you're going to say what you want to say, then don't announce it, do it. But what we've got on this video today, same as the video that was before that, same as the video that was deleted before that, and I realise now is a sociopathic pattern, a pathological pattern, is avoid liability at all costs. Avoid any responsibility at all costs. Apologise to no one. Apologise to no one about the way you behaved yourself. He's saying he's saying that people aren't listening to him. Maybe it's because they've listened to you that they don't like you, not because they haven't. He's saying that people are suggesting he's saying things that he hasn't. That's probably because they've heard Richard say it on your channel and you're agreeing with him. He's trying to say that his biggest problem is being too honest. Now, your biggest problem was accusing people of being racist and attacking people because they didn't do what you wanted them to do. He's then going about, oh, people haven't seen the emails and that I've got between Ben Habib and that. No, they haven't. So don't expect them to know, and don't use that as an argument when you know perfectly well they're not going to see them. That's your problem. And it brings us down to what the real problem is. To you, advance means a lot because you put a lot of time and effort into it. And I dare even say a lot of love and care. Because you have spent a long time in it. You probably put a lot of money in it. You probably invested into it. Now, that I understand. But that's not what you've said. If it's the fact that you feel put out, this thing that you've tried to make good, and you feel like the way that it's been approached has been done the wrong way, you could have said it in normal language, but you didn't. I can understand all those things. I really can. Like, just genuinely I could. But instead, what you've done is you've tried to make out to the world that we're all infighting. Who am I fighting with at the moment? Other than making videos about you, which I'm thoroughly enjoying, I really am, who am I infighting with? Who's Vin infighting with? Who's Danny Roscoe infighting with? In fact, the only people that anybody's got a problem with is you two. Literally just you two and Ben Habib for the video that he made. But generally speaking, you two. I don't know anybody else in this movement that's not getting on at the moment. Yeah, there may be little factions, there always has been. But right now, here's the truth for you around the world that they don't want you to know. They're so involved in Advance UK, and they've been in this bubble of Advance UK, that they really thought it was bigger than it was. They thought it was more important than it was. They've all been screaming for Rupert Lowe to get into politics. All of them, him included. All of them begging Rupert Lowe to get into politics. Begging him. And when he did, they all slagged him off because he didn't do it in the way that they wanted. Underneath them. But they all wanted it before. But their way or the highway. So they wanted him in politics. And here's what's happened as a result. The British public in this country, whether it's politically or whether it is in the movement, have all gone, is this hope? We're all standing up now with obvious wariness, carefulness, 3 years away, Rupert Lowe's new. So you've got to bear all these things in mind and be very concerned about all of those things and take it one step at a time. You know, don't know the people around him. But we've got 3 years to get to know. Is he the real deal? Is he going to be the next subject of my videos, or is he the real deal? I hope he's the real deal. I can't say at the moment. I'm not going to go out on a limb to protect Rupert on that scale, because I don't know. But I'm going to give him the chance. Same chance I gave for Paul, by the way. So, but the difference is, Rupert's not out there attacking everybody. Rupert's not making interview after interview after interview, is slagging people off. Do you know why? Because he's too busy building a political party and worrying about the politics. That's what politicians do. That's what political parties do. And that's where you've got to question why Paul and the other twat are making these constant videos slagging everybody off and defending themselves, when the people who are actually interested in getting the country together are doing it. And there is no infighting. They want you to believe that because they know people around the world won't know any different. Our movement is in hope. We've been talking about no political solution. We've been talking about no strike available action. And it's been depressing, and we've still got to somehow get through the next 3 years. It's not going to be easy. But someone has put real hope on the table. These two clowns, let's just be real. They spoke for Tommy when Tommy was in prison. They did him a service and did themselves a service at the same time. It worked for everybody. When he came out, they didn't say, right, we're not doing this for Tommy anymore, we're just doing this because we like to. So everybody carried on with the illusion they were still speaking with Tommy's backing. There's no crime. They just allowed that omission to happen. And of course, recently, when Tommy pulled the rug out from underneath both of them and said, oh, I support Rupert Lowe and Ben Habib, that really shit on the narrative, because now, oh, hang on a minute, they're not speaking for Tommy. Tommy doesn't equal votes anyway. He would tell you that. That's why he doesn't want involved in politics. But nevertheless, that attachment to him, because it gives people the impression, oh, you're saying this because somebody else has sort of okayed it. No, they haven't. And that's why I believe that Tommy came out and said what he said about who he supported and who he didn't support, so that nobody else can keep using his name in vain. Because since I've been in this movement, people do that. They use his name in vain all the time. And a certain person, which I won't mention because, you know, it's not fair, but he did get told off by Tommy before, one of the same two, for doing exactly that. So bear that in mind. So they've lost that support, which I think they thought arrogantly that they had forever. And that's really made people go, oh, what's going on here? So again, you've got Rupert Lowe that's not slagging anybody off. You've got these two that are constantly slagging everybody off. And then when they get lashback for it, saying to people, you misheard me. You're not watching our videos and listening to the points we're making. That's why this is happening. Well, I know people that have watched every single point. And the more you watch of the videos, the more resolution you get. And the more you realise it's pure passive aggressiveness from beginning to end. You watch those videos, pick any video of the I'm leaving, to the I'm sat on a rock slagging people off, to the one he did today. All of them are doing the same thing. All of them are saying, oh, I admit to my faults, which are being absolutely amazing at everything and being too nice. And then they go to the passive aggressive, anybody that doesn't agree with me is an arsehole, or hasn't read or hasn't watched my video, or is trying to make me think the same thing as them. Unbelievable turnaround. Is because we're not believing what they want us to believe. They're trying to bully us, bully the people with the biggest channels, yeah. Apparently they're being bullied into believing what everybody else wants them to believe, right? Incredible when you've got that many numbers to the idea that you're the ones being bullied into a political position. No, they try to bully, guilt trip, and ethno-nat themselves into babyfacing themselves in this movement, and they totally misread the room. They totally misread the room because they thought that you'd all go, ethno-nationalists, yeah, we dealt with them a few years ago. Oh, that's that Colette lot, right? We're all going to turn now. They were involved inside Advance. Everything that happens inside Advance, I'm sure, is important to the people that are in there. Yeah, because it's daily stuff that's happening to build your party. I'm sure it mattered to them. Outside of that bubble of Advance, if you're not in Advance, it meant call to anybody else. How Rupert Lowe started his party and what emails went between him and Ben Habib, nobody gives a shit. That's all internal party politics. Nobody gives a shit. And this is where you made a mistake. You misinterpreted the movement from party politics and you thought that they could coexist. They can't. I've been trying to tell everybody it shouldn't be happening. The two don't mix well. So what you've got is one party trying to grow, trying to do policies, trying to do its stuff, which is why it's quiet, except making statements about the future. And you've got these clowns, again, no responsibility taken for things said. No responsibility taken for any failures in elections, for instance. No responsibility taken for comments made. Even when they attempt to take responsibility, they then justify it. So that's not taking responsibility. There's been no mistakes made by them except being too nice. Calling people racist because they're FNATs and then saying you're an FNAT. And then saying you never said there was anything wrong with FNAT. I mean, literally, every contradiction in the book has been made. So if you would think, wouldn't you, if every contradiction in the book has been made, then surely a sorry comes in there somewhere. I'm sorry, at least for all the contradictions. I've literally said the opposite of things. I've contradicted myself, which makes me not very honest. Again, who could argue with a video where someone comes out and says, I fucked up? But no, he's a sociopath. Based on, he uses video after video to start off, to try and come out as the I'm better than this, and within 3 minutes resorts to everybody else is bad, me good, everybody else is bully, me not, everybody else is worried about money, me not. It's all crazy projection. It's crazy projection. So you're supposed to believe that the UK is in a place of doom and gloom right now, that everybody's lost their hope, and that the political situation is absolutely diabolical. Here's the actual truth that they're not telling you. The political situation is terrible because we've just had local by-elections where you've got Lib Dems, Labour, and Lib Dems, Labour, Reform dropping down, but they were there. Lib Dems, Labour, and Green Party really in control of those of the main numbers in a lot of those situations. Not good. The left is very much alive and polling well, right? So, what would be the best? What would have been the best step down for them to do? What would have been, as he leaves Advance Party? What would have been the best step down to make up for all the things that he has done recently to slam that party and Rupert Lowe's name? I'll tell you what. How about saying, I hope we work together one day. I wish you the best of luck. We're all on the same side. And I truly wish you the best of luck. Now, that would have been a real statement from a real man. Yeah, because that might actually be the case. One day, everybody might have to work together. And that will be an important day. But what you got at the moment is nobody outside of of their party gives a shit. They just give a shit about Britain. So, just so you know, there is no infighting. Yeah, there's people who are going to be super supportive of Paul and Richard to the end because they've got a blue spanner, and there's going to be people that are supportive of us to the end. But the average person that can change their mind when they feel like it has seen the proof. So it doesn't matter how many videos I make or whatever else. I make response videos to point out the bloody obvious. But the truth of it is like we wouldn't be making these videos if they didn't. We wouldn't be making these videos if they didn't keep lying and contradicting themselves and then calling everybody else liars. Crazy. Calling people racist for being F-nos and then saying I'm an F-no. I mean, you couldn't write this. You couldn't write it. So, again, look at this video from today. I'm a passive F-no. Well, then what the fuck? What? What's this all been about? What the fuck? Are you accusing the people in other... Anyway, I don't need to explain to you what could be worked out by a 5-year-old. It's insane. It's insane. So, again, on your way out, you could have at least said, I wish Rupert all the best. I hope we work together in the future. Nah, he was too busy scoring one up with the people in his comment section. Seriously, too busy scoring one up with the people in his comment section. Let me tell you something. I've been around a lot of very popular people. Whether it's Tommy, who never used to look at the chats on YouTube. If there was someone that made a video about him, if there had 20,000 people on their channel, you wouldn't look at it, because otherwise you'd be responding to it all day. If there was, most of the big YouTubers I know will not touch any other channel that isn't at least as big as them, because it will always make you look bad, especially as a politician, but even as a YouTuber, it will always make you look bad. You'll always give those people some of your viewers, especially if they turn on you, but it never works the other way around. They never promote your channel because they're too small. So you don't punch down. But they've been punching down because they've been trying to punch people into silence. They've been punching criticism down. They've been attacking anybody that criticised them. Now, if they was to have taken that criticism on, if they'd answered it in a nice way, if they'd invited people on to ask valid criticisms and answered it in a valid, sensible way, the way that Rupert does, the way that Anne-Marie Waters used to do, we might have embraced them. But they've treated anybody with a counter-narrative or a counter-idea as the enemy, as a cancer. And now we all know who the real cancers are. The ones that were sat at the top of the movement using lies of omission to keep the places they were in, to keep the super chats going. I'm not saying that they're millions, I'm just saying to keep the business model going, but more importantly to keep the gatekeeping going, where they get to decide for you who's a good YouTuber, who's a bad YouTuber, who you should watch, who you shouldn't watch, who we're going to slag off today, who's in, who's out, who's one of our favourites today. Who are we going to buy off, like AY Audits or whoever in the movement? Who are we going to get under our banner today? Bit of cash and then go, allegedly. Oh yeah, you're not. I know you're going to go and do that big thing you were going to cover for millions of people, but now we're just going to have you disappear and go and cover this other thing very quiet. Again, all smoke mirrors. So it's not me that's been playing silly games. Quite frankly, I don't have the money to. I would say to you, rather than anything I can say on video, watch these videos objectively, because you've got to watch them objectively. If you're looking at them just to hate on Richard, then you're going to find lots of things, or if you're going to hate, same with Paul. If you try and just take all your emotion away and watch it objectively, just listen to the amount of times that he contradicts himself, passively aggressively makes a statement, or just attacks someone in nicer words than people would normally use, so he thinks you don't notice. The sad thing is, a 5-year-old would notice. And then, like I say, he tries to explain his body language away. Body language is body language. When you relax for a moment, your body language will tell people what you're really thinking. I'm sorry, but his body language is on full display. Richard is as well, but Richard makes it easy because he just does that. So that's easy. But, sorry. He did it, not me. But, I think I'm going to wind up because I keep going to make certain points and they keep slipping away from me. And I'll tell you why. I can tell exactly why. Because I've watched the video Vin did, which nearly melted my brain in two. And then the one I watched after that, which was just more of the same nonsense. I could put all three of those videos together, edit them, and make them 1/3 as small, and you wouldn't notice a difference. Because they all make the same points over and over and over again. Everybody racist, us good. You've all not listened to us. That's the only people who disagree with us. All right, people who disagree with us only disagree with us because they haven't listened. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, not too bad. Sorry, one second. Sorry, one second. I'm watching you guys. I'm actually not watching you guys because I've got the sun going straight in my eyes. So if I look like I'm watching you, I'm actually looking at my Clint Eastwood. Right, so I can't remember what I was saying, but it doesn't matter anyway. So look, no, we're not, for the world, we're not loggerheads in this movement. Richard and Paul are at loggerheads with everybody else. That's it. We're galvanised. Now, whether it's a long-term effect or a short-term band-aid remains to be seen. I don't know. Whether Rupert Lowe can stand up to what he's created, the buzz, I don't know. Nobody does. But that's the point. It's what you get offered here. It's just an I don't know rather than, oh, I've got a crystal ball, it's going to work out just like this. You know, I don't know, and nor does anybody else. But the difference is I'm prepared to say that. So what I'll say is it doesn't help when you've got people like this calling meth nats and everything else, trying to say, well, if we can't win, nobody can. Yeah, like a jealous ex. Not good. That doesn't do anybody any good. If you're saying the political situation in this country is serious, which it is, then why would you shit on the only people potentially that could save us if you can't? That's nihilist. That's a nihilist leftist way of thinking. Oh, if we can't have it, nobody can. So you'll let your country burn then? Because that's what they're doing. Right, that's wrong. There is no infighting, guys. There may be infighting between Advance and Restore. That's political infighting. Most of those people don't have anything to do with the movement. Most of those people don't have anything to do with the day-to-days with us. Most of those people don't have anything to do with the YouTubers or activists. So we're not infighting at all. There might be a few people on channels that disagree with each other. Sure, that's bound to happen. There may be a few creators that disagree with each other. Sure, bound to happen. How many creators have attacked me? If there are any, I don't know about them. How many people, how many creators have attacked other people? That hasn't happened. Hasn't happened because that's not where we're at. So the only people that are getting it are those two. And the only reason they're still getting it is because they won't shut the fuck up. And by shut the fuck up, they'll try and say, oh, you mean shut up and be bullied by you? No. Stop attacking people that don't deserve to be attacked for no reason other than the fact that you lost. That's what I mean. To make it very clear, I'm not asking anybody to agree with me about anything. I'm saying, whilst you keep attacking people for winning, then you're going to get attacked. Especially when everything you say comes straight out of a horse trough. Especially when everything you say comes straight out of the Green-Eyed Monster book. When you tell the truth, there's nothing I could say to it, is there? I'd have to stand back and let you speak. Nothing I could say. But while you're just branding people racist, we've had that from the left. Lefties. We've had that from the left. While you're branding people racist, while you're trying to tell the world that our movement is suffering infighting, no such thing going on. No such thing going on. Our movement is in the best place it has been in for years. Like literally 6 months ago, me and Vin are making videos going, we need a strike, we need this, we need that. Like genuinely worried. Like since all this, I've never seen, God, I can't remember the last time, if ever, that so many people have felt politically and ideologically like someone's got my back. Like by a political party has got my back. More importantly, I would love to see this political party get in power. True excitement. Now again, I'm being a little bit more withdrawn because you don't know what's to come down the line. But still, even me got a little bit of hope there. And I hope things turn out to be what they seem to be. And if not, like I say, 3 years, the cream will float to the top. But the answer isn't just to slag everything that comes along when you've got no proof. If it was a case of slagging things without proof, my God, I would have been ripping into Paul Thorpe and Richard Inman a year ago. But I at least waited until until they shit on themselves, effectively, and which is what they've done. They've absolutely shit on themselves, and then they're pointing at you saying, "Well, you didn't listen to our videos." Yeah, they did. They listened to every word. That's why they're shitting on you, because you betrayed everybody. Because you lost, and then you couldn't just take it like a loss. You took it personally. You're supposed to be the professional politicians who know how to handle money. And then the first sign of trouble, you try and wreck the movement by saying we're all doomed. You try and wreck the opposition party, and you try and wreck the people. How the fuck can you claim to give a shit about this movement? Because if you really believed that your party was on the way out, but Rupert might be the only hope, even if you didn't agree with him, you would have put the baton in his hand anyway, because you know you bet them reform. Or is he? Or is that the real problem? Are you guys going to join reform? Because you're centrists, aren't you? Is that where we go next? Reform? You're going to go a little bit quiet, then we're going to join reform? Are you? Is that what, or would they probably wouldn't have you? Oh, that was the other thing he said, interestingly enough. Before I go, Paul Thorpe said in his video, Rupert wouldn't want me in his party, or most likely wouldn't want me in his party. Why? Why? You're Paul Thorpe the Great, who does great things for political parties. You're only ever positive and you only ever do good things. Why would he not want you in his party? What have you just admitted to by saying that? That's up to you to answer. I'm not going to speculate. But what have you just admitted to? It does make me wonder. But not enough. It doesn't make me wonder enough. Because your internal party politics, honestly, I don't care about. So, I'm talking too much now. So I want to end this. But it was really, really hard to try and get to the points I wanted to get to today. Because, again, 3 videos of somebody saying the same thing over and over. Which is, you see, it's affecting my speech. Because it's like when Vin did it. He had to literally stop every 60 seconds to correct something. That's what I'm trying to do in my mind as I'm going through it. And it's just like, it's exhausting. I don't know how his missus lives with him. Fair play to her, she's a diamond. I don't know anybody puts up with them if they speak like that off camera. I would hit them. I would hit them just, not for any other reason, just to get them to shut the fuck up. Please stop talking to me. Please stop talking to me. Please stop talking to me. Why? Because you never say anything straight. Like, just say the straight thing. So yeah, no responsibility taken, no good vision for the future, no hope for the future. Apparently everybody's infighting, everything's fucked, doom and gloom and doom and gloom and gloom. All because things aren't going well for Advance. Reality, everybody else is alright, Advance is in the shit. That's the reality. Do I want to see Advance destroyed? Actually, no, I don't. Competition's good. Competition raises the game of other people. No, competition's good. But do I want to see them end if they're going to carry on like this? Yeah, absolutely. Either shape up or move out of the way and make room for somebody else to take the space. Because having people going on making YouTube videos, you're either an influencer or you're into politics. You can't do both. Make your fucking minds up. Because at the moment you're just coming across like a pair of losers. Right. I feel like I've overstayed my welcome because I'm getting bored of the sound of my own voice. Something I'll have to teach to those two at some point. So, but he was arrogant enough to say, please do. I'll take the money. Yeah, true. I'm just going through this very quickly, very quick. Sorry for being so quick today, but I spent a lot of it on here today, and there's work I was going to do today. I haven't got round to. But tomorrow, I hope these two don't make any more videos because the videos are too funny to ignore sometimes. But I've got work I want to get on with, so stop burying yourselves, guys, because some of us need to do some actual work. Right. Yeah, Farrell is just dangerous. I agree with that. But yeah. Oh, I love your fucking comments. What makes you call him a weirdo, Tom? I don't know. It just came out. Vote for the group that serves your interests best all the time. Yeah, absolutely. Shows he's listening to me. Exactly. But the thing of it is, it shows he's listening to me, but he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be listening to someone with my current station and my channel size. That's not flattery. That's insecurity. It's not good for someone in his position. I mean, you think about it. He's cruising around in Spain with his fake tan and his makeup on, right? He could be having a really good part of life at the moment, and he'll tell you it's because he wants to do this for Britain. And no, it's because he wants to be in the limelight. Let's get it what it is. He wants to be in the limelight, but he's stressing himself out so much doing it. Why bother? Why bother? Like, you've got a good life there. Just enjoy it, or do this and enjoy that. But you can't, as much as he does his fake laughing and everything else, you can't tell me that guy's happy. So, that's not my problem. Signal not good today. Oh, sorry about that. It might be because I've been using, okay. I tried round the back because I thought it might be better, but we are on a different signal today from the other day. So, yeah, perhaps more importantly for him, shows you can be wrong, and that is a weakness. And that is the way Google think, exactly. But to me, being wrong isn't, but showing that you can be wrong isn't a weakness. Showing that you can be wrong shows that you can go back, pick up on a weakness, learn from it, and grow better. But to these people, I don't know. What's wrong with saying sorry? You know? It's the dangerous liaisons trope. I can't help it. It's beyond my control. Yeah, absolutely. trying to catch up. Yes, good points made by Steve there about ethno nationalism as well. Just trying to catch up, guys. I know I'm kind of, what are we on now? Yeah, I spent too much time online today, and unlike these people, I don't think it's healthy to spend too much time on here, calling everybody else a bully and racist, and I can't think what the other names are, grifter and all the rest of it. Passive ethno. I know the person laughing about passive ethno. It was a line I've never heard before. It's brilliant. All this political in-house fighting does not benefit the country. It doesn't. It doesn't. It certainly doesn't benefit political parties. Yeah, you don't have to listen to the Paul Thorpe. These aren't Paul Thorpe hate videos, Helen. These are Paul Thorpe videos. I'm not asking you to listen to them. I think I made it clear in our message today. You don't have to listen to them, but they will continue with or without your fucking support. It's the last time I'll be spoken down to you on my videos about it. You've had your chance to speak about it. Now wind it in. So, more chance than anybody else, by the way, to speak about it. More chance than anybody else. In fact, I may just make an extra one today just to wind you up if we're going to go down that road. I'll make what videos I want. So, as you can tell, you're in a group of one. So you carry on being noble. But just remember, the people you're sticking up for haven't offered anywhere near the same kind of kindness towards their enemies, which is everybody. So that's who you're backing. Okay? So you don't have to watch them. I'm not asking you to. In fact, I made it specific earlier on to you that you wasn't expected to. Why would I expect you to? But you're on watching simply so you can pick holes in it. That's why you're here. And like your message to me earlier on, since we're going to bring up your message to me earlier on. Oh, but just thought you'd be interested to know that Paul's doing an invite later on for people who want to, who've got a problem with him. Wasn't a challenge, was it? Wasn't you trying to sell? Put your money where your mouth is. Well, I would do if they just give a link out, but it's a call-in only. I'm not fucking stupid. Friend, foe, whether I've known you 5 minutes, 7 years. You're not going to manipulate me or work your way around me. It doesn't matter. You want to treat me like an arsehole? I'll treat you back like one. People that come on, they've known me for a long time. They say, oh, you know, Tom, I only speak the truth. That's fine, but I'll speak the truth back. You tried to manipulate me. You tried to challenge me in my WhatsApp message. And now you've come on to pick a fight. I don't give a shit. Fuck off. Okay? Fuck off. I don't care. I specifically tried to steer you away from these videos so that you wouldn't get you. But you don't. So you continue supporting Paul Thorpe, which is fine. People support what they want. But the fact that you keep coming at me over it, like, you need to understand something. I told you, a thief in a den of thieves, and you want to believe, because he's a sweet old granddad, that he's the only thief not marked with the shit they've all been laying in. That's on you, not me. You're in Australia. You're listening to things you hear over there. I just told you, for you, and I actually said it for your benefit. This movement is not divided. Your favourite is. That's his problem. That's his party's problem. It's not his party's problem anymore because he's left the party. That's their problem. That's not mine. But I'll make videos about what I want. I'm not going to stop it all full halt because you don't like it. You didn't have to click on today. It's got. You know what these videos are going to be about. I told you that. So why click on? Don't. Just don't. It's that simple. Why try it? Why try? I don't care if you've known me 8 years or 8 minutes. The responses will be the same. When I'm doing this, I'm doing my job. You want to call this a hate video? Hate video is when I pick on somebody for no real good reason and I literally unleash a load of really nasty personal comments on them for the reasons of making them look small. Today, what I have done is I've literally picked on them, calling other people racist, calling other people divisive, calling other people all kinds of shit. They've attacked a very, very decent man. They've attacked his associates. They've attacked us, as in the public. They've attacked the movement. They've attacked the voters. They've attacked everybody. And you want to come and attack me? Fuck you, is my answer to that. Hate video from me? No, if I did a hate video, it would be talked about around this movement. Trust me. The day that I actually let 10% of hatred out on here, I don't really hate anybody. But the day that I do, I guarantee you, regardless of the size of the channel I make, it will make waves in everywhere in this fucking movement. Because everybody would hear it. But the reason you don't is because I don't get into the hate. I get into the passion. The passion for what we do. The passion for not letting people around the world believe that our movement is in dissent. That our movement is ripping itself to pieces. No, it's not. Advance is ripping itself to pieces. Everybody else is fine. Everybody else is fine. And that's what I wanted you to know. In fact, there's a sign of growth across YouTube. There's a obviously the membership growth up with people like Rupert. There's also a more, what's the word? Like people when it comes to politics, we're just giving a apathetic kind of I'm done view. And this is the first time in a long time that people have actually been talking about wanting to vote at the next election, and the next election not feeling like a lifetime away, although it still is. It's the first time there's been real hope in this country. So I'm not going to let those two jokers, or you in another country, whether you were friends or not, or anybody else, take that away from us. We fought for this in this movement. Us activists who've actually done something have fought for this. The people in this movement who've been watching, who've donated, who've done all the things that they've done, they fought for this. The people who've been voting for all these years, they fought for this. None of them are infighting. They're all on the same side. We are all galvanised. So no, you're not going to take that away from them, because for once this country is unified, all but a few pieces. So don't try and take it away from them. These people in the chat have earned it. I've earned it. The people of this country have earned it. We've goddamn earned it. And what we don't expect is videos coming out every day from Thorpe and the other twat keep saying the country's doomed. Without us, the country's doomed. You're all racists. And I'm going to contradict everything I say, but it's okay because I've got people like that person there who will always defend me no matter how badly I behave. That's why these videos keep coming out and will continue to keep coming out, because of people like you who will not even say one bad thing about them, regardless of what's on display. They could murder someone on camera and you'd go, oh yeah, but it was probably because those videos you were making about them. It's probably your fault. Got no time for it. Anyway, I think I've covered that more than to the fullest extent. So I see some new names on as well. I really do appreciate the your names. Is that AJ? Was that AJYC TC? Is that TCN? Good, you've got a complicated name. AJ, I'll call you AJ. Good to see you, AJ. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Doing well. Growing a new channel. Trying to sort of get back on my feet. It's been going all right. It's been going all right. Obviously, these two are giving me plenty to laugh about. It has been. This is for the thing. For the most part, it has been kind of funny. And that's what people don't like. Yes, it has been funny. For the most part, it has been. That's not my fault. So I tried to say the other day, I didn't start all this. I don't keep making the stupid videos and I don't keep making a tit out of myself. I can't help it. I can't help it if they keep saying stupid shit. Like, all they got to do is do what any other professional would do. Stop. Just stop. Like, can you imagine, not even politicians, just people on across YouTube, really, really high-placed YouTubers would know when to just stop. When you keep putting out hate and what you get back is more hate, you realise you're not going to convince anybody and you stop. These people, they don't know when to stop. So what they get back is what they've earned. It's called karma. And I am an agent of chaos. And I'm here to distribute karma in whatever way the universe wants me to. And I'm all in. And I'm all in. What I'd like to be doing is what would you call it? Is the activism that we come here for. But we're going to get to that. This is going to be, I guarantee you, in the rear window like that. And some people may even miss this time. Seriously, they may even miss this time because we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We've got 3 years now to try and survive summer. We've got 3 years to try and get whatever party up to strength to actually to break all records and go straight into an election and win it. It's not been done before. And we've seen from the local elections just recently, that there's no guaranteed winner. But the left are not weak. So we've got 3 years of hell coming, both with Starmer's rules and what we're going to do. You know, we need to fight. So yeah, we do need to be together. It's true, we do need to be together. So voices of dissent need to go. That doesn't mean don't call things out. But I mean, people who are just trying to create trouble for the sake of creating trouble need to go. Guess what? Those voices ain't mine. So we do need that, because it is going to be the hardest time in politics just to survive that 3 years, let alone have a credible candidate, let alone have a credible chance of winning those elections. That's a lot to ask. Maybe some would say impossible, but we got to be able to believe in the impossible at the moment, because, well, it's us making the voting for a start, but two, if we don't make this change now, we're done for. We have to make this change, and we've got to turn out and vote, because we already know that the Greens and all the rest of them, the lefties, they are going out and voting. They are going out and voting. They've already proven that. We have to do the same, you know? So we have to really, really take the next few years seriously. Like, it's great what's happened with Rupert. I'm going to finish on this. It's great what happened with Rupert, but he hasn't won anything yet. Yeah, he's just opened up a party. We've got a long, long way to go and a lot of hard work. And we will need to work together. And that's what I'm saying. Having negative elements at the moment, it'll all peter out. But once we get down to serious work, you know, the politicians have got to do their thing. I'm not into the politics. But the activists, we've got to do our thing. Hopefully, if we can survive 3 years, if we can do really well. But it depends on surviving that 3 years. We've got to do more than survive. Somehow we've got to find a way to thrive. And that's where the activism comes in. That's where we come in. That's where we've got to fight for what we really want. We've got to try and fight for this country whilst that goes on. And just hope they can do their end in 3 years' time. I hope they can. Because we already don't have the 3 years to waste, really. Let alone any more time on top of that. Whoever, and they got 3 years to plan this now. Whoever does get in power, they need to hit the ground running. They need to hit the ground running. As in, they need to have all the plan there. They need to be planning ready to go. If they're not, they're going to end up tangled up. So, trying to keep your eye on your comment at the same time. No, the reason I got upset is because the person I said that about is actually someone I really, really like. And we got on very well. They're just a Paul Thorpe fan, which is fine. So I was hoping they wouldn't speak to me about Paul Thorpe on here, but they chose to, so that's fine. So if they want to put Paul Thorpe, a man they've never met, over their relationship with me, that's fine. They can do that. I've got plenty of other people, so that's fine. But it's just stupid because neither of us know him personally. So why argue over him when we've been friends for 8 years? Doesn't make any sense, does it? But if you want to die on that hill for him, you carry on. You carry on. That's why I was annoyed by it, because it's someone who hasn't met him, who lives in another country. I haven't met him, so throwing the toys out the pram on this channel wasn't a good idea, because you're a friend. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to use that friendship to keep putting pressure on me like you did in the last video and the one before. Well, now it's like, right, now I'm pushing back. Now I'm saying, fuck you. Don't keep using your friendship don't use your friendship to bully me on my own channel, because now I'm hitting back. And I'm saying, right, now I'm going to make 2 extra videos just to piss you off. I won't. But you get my point. That mindset. I wouldn't do that. That's childish. But it's the mindset of, if you keep on, I'll just make more. So that was why I got annoyed. Not for the actual comment that was made, because the comment wasn't a bad comment. It was who said it and why, after the fact they've already sent me a message today trying to defend the prick. So it disguises a message not defending him. So that's why. But even then, I'm not like with anger. It's just irritation, because that person should know better. So let me just try and catch up. The problem is the main broadcasters are pro-left and all this propaganda. True, but they are losing a lot of ground. Do you know what I think is even worse than that? Is that the supposed right-wing broadcasters and a lot of the people on the right of the propaganda machine, if you're not the right person, again, you get called all kinds of things. So, for instance, the Farage machine. Farage has sacrificed truth and wisdom for being accepted by the mainstream media. And that's what tends to happen on the right, is that people bow down to that mainstream media so they don't get called racist and stuff. And yes, I suppose you're right about the pro-left, but yeah, and that's what happens. So anybody that holds the ground and holds their policies then is attempted to be demonized by the media and other politicians, which is why Farage has got more to answer to than anybody, because he's supposed to be understanding the grooming gangs and everything else, and he's still gone ahead and called people Islamophobic and that. He should know better, because he's been on the end of that, which is why he's lost so much support, because people can't believe the things that he's backed and backed down from that he used to understand so well, or seemed to. So, you know, but that is why alternative media is so important, and it's why I'm so glad that people, even with a TV license, are now watching all forms of media. Why YouTube being so big is important, because people can't, you need to be discerning, but people are looking around now, and that's, you know, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so like I said, there's a few points I missed, I wanted to catch, but it's really just, again, I think it's probably just best if you go and watch the videos, or I'll break one down for you, but it is monotonous going through it. Like I said, he does have the old man effect on a lot of the 55 to 65 women in this movement. They do tend to go all funny at the knees for him, but other than that, he's fooling no one. And the other one, same sort of thing. So we just have to see what happens. All I can say is I hope for a better future, genuinely. And I think that what I wish had happened, and it's probably silly wishing upon a star, I wish it happened was that Ben Habib hadn't have made that video that he made. I wish that Paul and Richard hadn't reacted the way they reacted. And I wish that it all would have been done behind closed doors. And no matter how heated it got, I wish that they'd worked together. Even if they planned to work together down the line, or even if they'd done it straight away, whatever, I wish they had done it differently. But they didn't. And because of the way that certain people have acted since, the chances now are probably off the table. And that's why it's important. The way you leave a party or a job is very important. Because if you leave with bad attitudes and slagging people off, that's how you'll be remembered when people think about hiring you. Whereas if you truly wanted the best for the future of this country, you keep your options open. Because there may be an opening for you when you've calmed down in a party that actually can do some good. This is why it's really important. That's why I say it's a big world between politicians and activists. They are politicians. I'm not interested in your next comment, Helen. You've done it, all right? I'm not interested. So if you're not interested, why are you still typing? I'm not interested. I told you, you're a friend, which means I don't want to hear it. You're not going to try and use your friendship on here to coerce me. I don't want it to end on a better note than that, but of course people can't just leave it where it is, can they? So I'll end with Stephen said, which is, remember the Farage machine, which is an appropriate thing for it, which is the main apparatus, which is Alex Phillips recently called working class rape victim. Hang on, it just went off. Rape victims, feral and promiscuous. Is that serious? Is that an actual quote? That's bad. I didn't actually know that. The problem is the main broadcasters are, yeah, okay, I did see that one. Shit, I think I actually may have answered Helen's question from earlier on, so if I did, I actually apologise to her and all of you. I may have accidentally answered something twice, which was my fault, not hers. So I will hold my hand up now and say I actually misread that. That was not her fault. That was mine that second time. I apologise. Totally my fault. Sorry. That was my fault. Paul, great to have you. I was on a Rex account. Okay. yeah, Paul, great to have you. I'll have to have a look on the X. Do you know what? I think I'm ending my, what do you call it? My subscription with X. I don't see any things I'm getting for it. The AI is crap, and I can see all the same miserable bastards on there with or without the subscription. So I think I'm going to end my subscription and use it for other things that are more useful. I never liked the idea of paying for a platform that's just social media anyway, but I really am questioning what am I paying for recently. So I think I'm going to end my X subscription. You can still, like I say, you can still see people hating on each other on there, and that's pretty much what it's good for these days. And I'm not a reposter. I'm not here to sit and repost other people's shit day in, day out. That's not what, if that's how you've got to make it on X, I'd rather not make it. I want to create stuff, not share stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I'm kind of looking at Getter, which is still growing, YouTube, and see where we go from there. Those are the places that are growing, and those are the places that seem to be conducive to, yeah, moving forwards. So anyway, that's enough for today. So I'm sure the two Johnnies will do more content for us to rip to pieces. It will end. It's got to. It's got to. I mean, they'll never end being them, but what I mean is it will end, as in the novelty will wear off, or something will happen in the country, or there'll be some big story. Something will change the news cycles inside the movement without, and we will get back to, I'm sure, some kind of normality. But whilst you keep dressing up as a clown and running around the circus, I'm going to pay for entry. When that stops, I'll stop. So thank you, Spawn. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody. Apologies to Helen for that second time of calling her out. I shouldn't have done that because she'd actually only made one comment, not two. My fault. AJ, great to have you. Stefan, great to see you, mate. Craig, always good to see you. A few people who I can't see his name from here, but anybody I've missed, great to see you. Somebody called Bud or something, great to see you all. Missy, thanks for coming on. Capricorn, thanks for coming on. Really do. And again, this wasn't quite the stream I planned it to be, because I had some things set in my head, but you know how it goes. Yeah, it doesn't always come out the way you plan, but I think we got there. Tom, let's just see what happens in the next 3 years, eh? Tom Fury, Zero News, calling it a day for now. Take care, everybody. Or not.